So I recently played the preview of Giana Sisters Dream Runners, and I think almost immediately 5 seconds into the game I was like, okay, this is Speedrunners. So in case you're not too sure what either of those games are, they are 2D multiplayer running games where you race around a set map over and over again and try to guess a screen ahead of the rest of the players. In Speedrunners, this is incredibly fast, incredibly tense. In Giana Sisters Dream Runners, it's not. It doesn't take too long to sort of feel that the control of the characters just aren't right. They don't feel fluid, they don't feel fast, and they don't feel responsive. And they're the three things you need for a game like this to be successful. That being said, this is in beta, it's not out for a couple of months. So this is an older build, I'm sure. If anything, it's the feel of the controls that will be tweaked over time, because visually the game is quite nice. It seems like they have enough maps. I think there was 9 in the preview build that I played, so that's a decent number of maps. The power-ups are there, which power-ups they don't really feel that impactful. I mean, they probably shouldn't, because if you make them too strong, then as soon as someone gets a power-up and uses it, it's game over, they win that round. So maybe just having a little bit of a bump more than anything is probably the best way to have it, and then have it come down to skill at the end of the day. So it's tough to sort of say this isn't going to be that good, just simply because it's not out yet and I'm comparing it to another game. But it just, the AI as well is probably something they need to work on. They either go from just getting stuck on a wall to just never making a mistake, and rounds can go on and on and on, and you feel like your mistakes feel more impactful than their mistakes. You get caught in a whirlwind or whatever, that's pretty much you out. You're not going to catch up. There's no sort of really impressive or fun ways to sort of pull it back. When you pull it back, it doesn't feel nearly as satisfying as when you do it in Speedrunners. This just sort of feels like, okay, I'm getting there, and then you probably make another mistake and you're back to the back again. But it could be my experience with it. Other people could probably get a lot more enjoyment out of it, but I can't fault it for its gameplay. There's a lovely little there's a switch sort of mechanic where, if you know from the Giana Sisters games, where it switches between the life and the death of the world. And that sort of transition's really nice. It opens up new paths and changes, so you can block people off or create shortcuts for yourself, and that's pretty good. Like, it's really enjoyable. It's just the fundamental right now of it, in terms of the challenge against AI and the feeling of the game, just isn't quite there enough to really enjoy it that much. It's not a bad game by any means. It's just when you compare it to something like Speedrunners, you're probably gonna just play Speedrunners. But I mean, it's not out for another couple of months. We'll see how they go when they get closer to release, but until then, if you have Speedrunners, then you're probably playing the best there is right now out there of this sort of game.